Hi, I'm Pamela, and this is the Xenessa Project. For 5 minutes at a time, we search for clarity beyond the feed.
Signal found. Reset begins now.
Silence used to be something we didn't have to protect. It was built into our days. Sundays when shops were closed, evenings before television filled every room, libraries where the quiet was thick enough to notice your own breath. Today, those spaces are rare. Noise has become the baseline. The feed has become the hum beneath almost everything, which is why the first act of resistance is no longer personal. It's communal. Silence has to be something we choose together. Because algorithms don't just thrive on distraction, they thrive on isolation. When you're alone, the system only has to bend one will. It takes a single buzz, a single glance, a single restless hand, and you're back inside. But when a group agrees to hold attention together, a family at dinner, a classroom in discussion, an office during deep work, the system runs into something harder. It has to break not just one boundary, but many. And that's when it starts to weaken. Xenessa, what does the research say about how groups shape our ability to resist?
Citation. A 2022 study in computers and human behavior showed that collective device bans in schools, restaurants, even small group experiments significantly increased focus and improved memory recall. Further citation. Sherry Turkle, MIT. In Reclaiming Conversation, she notes that when groups adopt phone-free norms, the benefits scale exponentially. Empathy rises, attention deepens, and people describe conversations as more meaningful than when even a single phone is present. And historical reference. Sociologist Robert Bellah observed that shared rituals, from religious Sabbaths to family meals, act as what he called social glues, binding people through repeated practices. Modern digital detox experiments echo this finding. It isn't abstinence alone that works, it's abstinence together.
So, silence doesn't just protect the individual, it strengthens the group. And when the group holds it, each person inside feels stronger too. But let's be honest, the first attempts at shared silence are awkward. Picture a basket at the center of a table, filled with buzzing phones. Each vibration is a test. Heads turn, hands twitch, the silence feels fragile, like it could crack at any second. Alone, it's unbearable. But together, it becomes something else entirely. Solidarity. A small act of trust that makes the room feel alive again. Still, there's discomfort. Someone jokes too quickly, another fidgets, and the pause feels exposed. We're so conditioned to fill every gap that emptiness feels wrong. And yet, when the quiet holds, you notice what returns. Laughter that isn't cut short by a screen. A conversation that deepens without interruption. The small signals in someone's face that no feed can carry. What gets lost in isolation, presence, rhythm, belonging, begins to come back in fragments. One meal, one walk, one evening of laughter, unfiltered by a screen. This is where the spell truly weakens. What begins as restraint becomes trust. What begins as quiet becomes connection. And slowly, the silence we once had to guard alone becomes the space we hold for one another.
Data point. A 2021 Deloitte Workplace survey found that notification-free zones increased team focus by 23% and improved collaboration scores. UNESCO reports similar effects in schools, where phone-free classrooms not only boosted attention, but also restored a sense of shared rhythm among students.
These aren't just productivity hacks. They're reminders of something deeper. that collective attention is both fragile and powerful. Fragile because it only takes one device to break it. Powerful because once established, it can hold against forces no individual could resist alone. And that's the point. Breaking the spell together isn't just recovery, it's rehearsal. A way to practice holding our attention against systems designed to fracture it. Because the challenge ahead isn't just the feed in our pockets. It's the algorithms shaping our work, our choices, our future. And to face them, we'll need to remember what we've learned here. Silence is not absence, it's presence. And presence is strongest when it's shared. You've been listening to the Xenessa Project. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop searching for signal beyond the noise.
Signal fading. The search continues.
This episode closes our first arc, Outside the Algorithm. Next, we step into the age of humans and machines. Be sure to follow the Xenessa Project wherever you listen, and join us as we take the next step.